Hey y'all, it's your Prosper. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be reacting to the 2026 NBA rookies explained in 36 minutes, okay? So, me personally, I don't watch college sports or, trying to say like, the only person like I really know from the draft is probably AJ. Yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. So, I don't know too much about the draft, but this video is going to explain everything about the draft and how they can impact teams. So let's jump right into it, y'all.
The 2026 season is now officially complete, and the draft is here. This draft is touted as one of the most.
Bro, I've been watching AJ since probably like
So I decided to scout
2024, probably.
picks along with some big time sleepers. Then I broke them up into 5 different categories.
Yo, people are calling this guy the Wemby stopper or some shit like that.
Then I broke them up.
This guy, the Wemby stopper, he ain't stopping shit. Yo, I just know this guy moves at fucking 10 miles per hour, bro. This guy cannot move.
Categories, starting with the most confusing players in this class. But before we get to it, I want to make one thing clear. There is an NBA draft comp for each prospect, but the player I comp them to does not represent how good this prospect can be. It is solely here to better understand the prospect's play style. A lot of these NBA draft comps are very rough estimates, so I wouldn't put too much weight on that specific aspect. With that said, let's get started. This first category are guys that are all very talented, but there's a glaring flaw that may hold them back from being a consistent NBA player.
Who the fuck is that?
Out of everyone in this category, Nate Abent might be the most confusing to assess.
Yo, I can't lie, I'm a holy casual for this shit, so.
The 10th pick overall to as low as 20. The reason Abent is touted so highly is because he's 6'10 and known as a scorer.
Damn, he's skinny as shit then. That's 6'10?
Rising
shit.
Up over his defender.
Damn, bro.
Tennessee put him into actions. He just had to worry about getting to his spot and then can raise up over the defense.
He's a good shooter,
he also
I guess.
Has a high release point.
Can make sense.
For these shots to get blocked. As a result, at times,
yeah, he's definitely a bucket. You can tell he's a bucket for sure.
Some other guys may need to.
He's definitely a bucket.
That's
he's definitely
how he was able to average 17 points a game as a freshman this past season. The kicker is that for someone whose promise is built on scoring, he only shot 40% from the field.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, hell no.
He's just not that polished as a scorer.
Come on, bro.
While he has good size, he's very inconsistent on off-the-dribble shots. Tennessee allowed him to ISO a decent amount, and he didn't use his handle to try and make things.
Yeah, he gotta pick up that weight room, bro. Because I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Mismatches because he would look to fade instead of getting to the rim. When he would try to drive,
bro, he can't. Bro, he's probably like 180, bro, at most. Shit.
What you have is someone that's a project. While he's shown flashes as a scorer, he hasn't shown a consistent skill set that can be utilized on day one of the NBA.
Yeah, that's true.
This is why, even though he is projected the highest out of anyone in Tennessee this year, Amen actually didn't handle the ball as much as you'd expect. For large parts of the game,
I mean, isn't he like 6'10"?
Because someone else would be trying to generate those scoring opportunities. And that is why it's a bit puzzling that he's projected as a mid-lottery pick. With that said,
he's kind of mid, bro. I mean, it's not that bad.
Watson. Just like Ament, Watson came in as his forward with good size, but he didn't show much through his first few years.
Damn,
just this past season, Watson showed signs of off-the-dribble scoring, particularly when he would play off of another ball handler. The hope is that Amen can be someone like that, and even more,
hopefully, bro.
The team needs to afford the time and patience to give him that.
Jaden Quaitance.
He has the biggest question marks related to his.
I seen this guy on TikTok
in 2020.
So hopefully he's actually good.
Games due to a torn ACL.
Oh shit.
And fractured knee that he suffered towards the end of his previous
season. Wait, fractured knee?
The reason
what
he's still
the fuck? Not even sprains and shit.
Round is because of his defense. Standing at 6'10", Quaitance was Kentucky's standout defender. Even in his brief
Moses Cut, bro. If y'all know who Moses Cut is, bro, oh my god, y'all are real ones. Chris Move, bro. This guy reminds me of fucking Moses Cut, I swear.
Defensive prowess, especially as a help defender. For example,
W clamps. Look at these clamps. Look at these clamps, y'all.
But when the
guard
takes the ball up, he starts to go back. Now the guard does miss and gets another chance, but Quaitance is right there and blocks that shot. Later in
Street clamps.
Byron drives to the basket, and Quaitance cuts that off and then sprints to the corner. The Alabama guard doesn't want to attack Quaitance in isolation, so Alabama then resets the possession, and there's that length to bother that three-point shot.
Okay, so he's mobile, so that's a good thing. It's a really good thing, bro.
What I like about his defense is that he understands when to come help. and it's because he
Okay.
reads when the ball
So he knows
handlers
how
can
to
get himself to the basket
what,
so he can
edge,
use his athleticism
pause.
to bother those
Damn, look how
shots.
high he
Before he
jumped.
got
Shit.
hurt, he was very mobile for someone his size.
Damn,
This allowed
okay.
him to cover a lot of ground, which is really important with how much spacing there is today. And that would be his biggest strength so long as he's actually healthy.
Okay,
On
bet.
the offensive side, he is definitely more of a play finisher
Mm.
than creator. He
Mm.
doesn't really have a touch around the
Bro,
basket,
travel?
and
What
there's
the
not
fuck?
one particular move that he can go to himself.
Nah, but is
In
his
his
ball
time in
handling
college,
skills
he scored
good?
a lot in
Oh, that's
transition
not good.
because he focused on rim running to get cleaner looks at the rim.
Wait, can
Because
he
his best
shoot?
asset on offense is his athleticism, it's much easier for him to score in transition than in the half court. As a result, it's important that he could be on a team with good playmakers
Nah, but can
so
he
he can
shoot
leverage
though,
his
bro?
athleticism as a paint threat.
Like,
Because of these things, my NBA draft comp for him is Robert Williams.
yo, he probably
Both are
can't
great
shoot.
backline defenders that can anchor a team's
Yeah,
defense.
that's a really good
Both
comparison.
also
I
don't
can't
have a
lie.
true
Yeah,
offensive
yeah.
skill, but can help a team, especially as paint threats. But
Okay,
again,
okay.
because of Quaince's injury history and the fact that his athleticism is essential for him to be successful,
Damn,
he
okay.
is a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, he is a gamble still, I can't lie.
While Lendenborg
Yaxel
seems like a sure
Lamborg.
player, his ceiling is a little more limited than you might think. Lendenborg was the Big Ten Player of the Year and is now projected 11th overall.
Goaltend? The
Here's why I
fuck?
think it's a little rich. By the time he plays his first game, he will be 24 years old. While
Oh
age could be
shit.
just a number, he scored a lot of points using his size. The good thing is that he has significantly improved his three-point shot. He shot a career high 37% on threes this past season, and he's doing it in all sorts of ways.
Okay,
He
okay.
can be utilized in the Spain pick and roll, popping out to the three-point line for a good look. When he
Okay.
has the
Yo,
ball,
that jumper
he
is
can also
nice, I
become
can't
more
lie.
comfortable using the pick and roll
That's a nice
to
ass
shoot
jumper, bro.
pull-up threes as well. And as the game gets faster,
It's a
he will
beautiful
need to
jumper.
continue developing different ways to get his three-point shot off. Lendenborg also has the size to be a good defender, but he has struggled with quickness. The particular game that stands out was against the shifty LeBaron Philon Jr. Lendenborg was a step slow, so by the time he would catch up, Philon was
Oh,
already on his next
this
move,
guy's on
and he got to the
skates
basket
and
with
one.
ease. For him to be
Shit.
successful in the league, Lendenborg is going to have to be a very switchable defender, and this is the biggest hurdle for him to get there. It was difficult to come up with an NBA comp for him now, but if everything goes right, his ceiling would be OG Anunoby.
That's
They
a
are
good
both
comparison
not
then.
flashy,
Because
but
OG
Anunoby
had,
can
bro,
defend,
this guy was
shoot
balling
the
all
ball, and create
playoffs.
off the dribble a little bit. But because Lendenborg's best path is a solid role player, he's a much better fit for a playoff team. This category
Okay.
is for guys that can start on a good team, but probably won't be a first or second option on a championship contender.
Daymara.
Projected in the middle of the first round,
Oh, this guy,
Ademar is
the
typical European
Wemby
center you
stopper,
see
which is not
today.
happening.
The most prominent part of his game is his passing. Michigan liked using him at the three-point line to run dribble handoffs, where he would then make the decisions. The most common action they run is this one where someone sets a back screen with a cut going to the basket, and Mara can then decide what to do. Because Mara is so tall, he can easily see over the defense.
He's like
to
7'2",
find
right?
the
I'm
open
pretty sure.
guy. He does a good job not telegraphing his passes too,
Or he's
freezing his
7'4", I
Northwestern
forgot.
defender, and then finding his teammate on the wing for three.
So
If
he has
Mara
good
wants to
vision.
live
Okay,
up
that's
to his
good.
potential, he will
So
need
he's
to
like a
develop a more
Jokic
refined
kind of
scoring game.
type
Notice
player.
how the defense is completely sagging off of him because they know he doesn't shoot. This can then make dribble
Oh, he can't
handoffs less
shoot.
effective
Oh, that's not
because the
good.
defense can wait
That is
for
not
whoever's
good, bro.
trying to attack the basket.
Yo, in
Because of
today's
that,
league,
Mara will have to beat teams with his shot first for the passing to really be unlocked. Teams will let him go one-on-one, which will take away his passing reads.
yo, his
So it's
offense
very
is
important
cheeks.
that
Look
he
at this
definitely
offense. All he has is like a floater and like a quick like layup. Like he can't really do anything besides those post hooks or those quick lay-ins, bro.
ways
Like
to score
he can't really
around
like
the basket.
no,
The other
bro, and he
concern
can't
are
shoot.
his
Yo, he reminds me of like a Zubox type player from like the Clippers and shit, like a Zubox or like a I don't know, a Valanciunas or some shit like that.
hands.
He's
When he has the
okay.
ball, off-ball defenders like coming from behind can trick him. Where this may
Yeah,
be
that's
most
not good,
concerning
bro.
is
The
when
bad
he
ball
feels
handle,
pressure.
he can't
Can he
shoot.
use his height to help relieve some of that
I don't know about
pressure
that, y'all.
and still make the right reads? Especially when he's up high and teams want to press up, he needs to be stronger with the basketball. Defensively, his length will be a huge factor. He is 7'3", so he has the size to be a good rim protector. This clip stood out.
Yeah,
where he
Wemby
waited the
stopper
guard
for
to
sure,
pass the
guys.
ball
Yep.
And then back up. The guard just kept attacking though, and he still was able to use his length at the last second
W
to
pogo
block it.
stick.
These sorts of instincts can help a team's defense on day one, especially if they're
W
lacking
swat. W
size.
swat.
As a result, the closest NBA draft comp I have for him is Domantas Sabonis. Both are great offensive
I
facilitators,
guess.
although Mara has more potential to be a defensive
Yeah.
asset. But because of Mara's
That makes sense, I
weaknesses as a
guess.
scorer,
Yeah.
I see him more as an above-average starter.
Starter is a stretch. I don't know about that one,
The
bro.
next guy
I'm
on
sorry.
this list is Braden Burries. Listed at 6'4 and 215 pounds, Burries has the archetype of a modern shooting guard. On a team that lacks shooting, Burries was by far their best shooter as he knocked down 40% of his three-point attempts.
Damn, 40%?
A
That's
lot of his
good.
shots
What
were
the
from
fuck?
catch and shoot
That's amazing,
opportunities.
bro.
Because he was playing off a more primary playmaker, Burries' main job was to move to find good shots. As of today, Burries' best bet is to be a secondary ball handler. While he is a 3-level scorer, a lot of his opportunities are from the move. He's much more efficient when he could get the ball and go instead of creating with his own dribble. So for him to get to the next level, he will have to understand when and how to move to get easier looks for himself.
Weight
What holds him
room.
back from being a primary playmaker is his ability to make quick reads. He struggled to make the right pass when he got double teamed, most notably in the pick and roll. On this one, when he gets doubled, notice how
Yeah,
he
as a
backs up
guard,
instead
you
of
have to be a
hitting his
good
big man,
playmaker, bro.
so there's no
So
advantage.
that might be a
This is why
problem,
he only
though.
averaged 2 assists in college, and it's something he needs to improve if he wants to be
Yeah,
a
that's not
primary
good.
ball handler.
Yeah,
The
that's
other
not
main
good, yeah.
factor will be his perimeter defense. In college, he was not tasked with guarding the best player every night, so it's hard to judge how it will translate to the next level. He did have a few good possessions like here, sliding with Flemings, and then contesting without fouling. One thing that was a little concerning was his tendency to gamble. Sometimes he would be wandering around and forget about his man. Other times he would gamble on the pass, and that would then lead to easy points for the opposition. So for him to be successful in the league, he's going to have to understand when to help and when to stay home. All in all, it was hard to come up with an NBA
Brandon
comp, but
Planzinski.
the closest one is probably
Yeah, that's not a good
Anthony
comparison, bro.
Johnson.
I
I know
mean,
that doesn't sound exciting,
yeah.
but his skills and role as secondary guards are pretty similar. While Barris has good measurables and some good skills, he doesn't have a standout one that can make him a
W
star.
hustle.
As a result, he will have to be very versatile if he wants to live up to his height.
Kingston
For someone that's projected
Flemings.
as high as 6 overall, I'm very torn on Fleming's true potential in the league. Fleming's standout skill is his mid-range shot. His shot almost looks like a natural fadeaway, which makes it much harder for his shot to get blocked.
What the
When
fuck
he
is
drives
that? I've
downhill,
never seen
he's
like
often open for his shot, and he's
it's kind of like
comfortable
a
getting into
KD
it in all
type of
sorts ways,
feel, I guess.
Whether it's a step back here or here where he escapes a double team, then attacks downhill.
Oh,
and
he's
goes into the
shifty.
jumper
Damn,
before
okay.
the double gets there in time.
Yo, he's mad shifty
Especially
though.
with the NBA still prioritizing defending the rim and threes, Fleming should be able
Damn.
to live in the mid-range.
He's like a smaller
His other
KD.
standout skill
Holy
is
shit.
his passing. He could deliver passes in traffic that helps keep the offense going, especially against the blitz. He knows when to make that pass, so Houston can create these 4-on-3 advantages, and he's willing to drive into that traffic to draw multiple defenders and then find his teammate for open shots. This was a really high-level read. With basically 4 Iowa State guys staring at him, he's essentially trapped. But he first freezes his defender so that he can drive middle. That collapses the entire defense, and he finds his big man at the basket. The main concern for Flemings is if he can continue applying pressure in the paint. While he is 190 pounds, he has trouble with physicality.
He's 190?
Which makes it hard for him to have success in there.
Wait, he's like what, 6'1", right?
He doesn't have the elite burst
6'2"?
needed to consistently beat his defender to the basket. So, since he doesn't have either the physicality or the speed in the half court, it's going to be hard for him to find success at the rim. Because of that, that's why he lived in the mid-range, because that was much more of an attainable shot for him. The other part is his defense. When he's against other guards, he can slide his feet and keep up just fine. But because he's not physical, teams like hunting him by making him navigate screens. He had a hard time getting around them, which allowed his matchup to get open. And especially in the NBA, where his matchups will be using pick and roll or dribble handoffs, Fleming needs to be better on ball screens if he doesn't want to be a defensive liability. In terms of an NBA draft comp, most have him as either De'Aaron Fox or Tyrese Maxey, but those two are literally the fastest.
Yeah, that's not even fair.
That's why my NBA draft comp for him.
Darren
is
Collison. I haven't heard that name in
While
ages.
Collison
Holy
is a little
shit.
better driver, Flemings has good speed
Damn.
and more shot creation potential. But there's more he's got to do if he wants to be someone that teams build around.
Michael Brown Jr.
Michael Brown
Bro,
was
he
a
looks
freshman guard
15. What
from
the fuck?
Louisville that is now one of the top prospects. He averaged 18 points and 5 assists before the season was cut short due to injury. Out of everyone in this class,
Oh,
Michael
injury?
Brown has by
Oh,
far
shit.
the most range. He was not afraid to let it fly from way
What the
deep,
fuck are these
and sometimes
angles?
as almost as
Ah, I don't
far
like
as
them.
the logo. As long
Shit.
as he has a little bit of space, he's
These
not
angles
afraid
are
to shoot it
disgusting,
at
bro.
all. This bodes well for him because he looks to get his shot off in all sorts of ways. When he has the ball, he likes using pick and roll to then step into these shots. He also was on the move a decent amount, so he can be utilized in different actions. What
Okay,
may be
okay.
even more special is his finishing ability. He's not afraid to attack with either hand, so defenses can't just force him to his right. Like on this one, Brown is moving to get the ball, so he attacks with his left and shows the shot, which gets 3 SMU guys in the air,
Oh,
and then he finishes on the other side.
some
Here's
Kyrie type
another
shit.
one.
Okay.
This time he has the big man on him, so he drives to his left and shows the shot before reversing it
Oh
on the
my
other end.
god.
As a guard, he is
Yo,
not the shiftiest,
non
but he makes
basketball
up for that
players
by
don't
leading
know
the
how
way.
hard it is to do that shit, bro. Like,
This time he
oh
has the
my
big
god,
man
to
on
be
him,
able
so he
to
drives to his
to
left
go on your left side too. I'm not sure if he's left-handed or not, but
and
if
shows
he's
the
not,
shot
bro, oh my god. He
before
shows the ball in
reversing it.
the air, bro. Wait, hold up, y'all. Hold up. Yo. Let's analyze this shit real quick, okay? He shows the ball, right? And then he lays it on the opposite side over the square. He lays it on the opposite side over the square. Do you know how hard it is to do that, y'all?
It on the other
Oh
end.
my.
As a guard, he is not the shiftiest, but he makes up
Wow.
for that by learning to be crafty around the rim. The biggest question mark then is if he can continue impacting the game if his shot isn't going down. For someone that is an explosive scorer, he is very streaky. There's games where he'll go off for 7 to 10 threes, and then other games where he's shooting less than 30% from the field. Now you might be thinking
Shit, that's
that
not
he
good.
doesn't take great shots at times, but his shot diet was actually not that bad. In this game against UNC, where he went 9 for 25 from the field, a lot of the shots he took were relatively open. He'll continue to attack the basket as well to try and put pressure on the rim, but his inconsistency is a bit concerning because teams are looking to him to be their offensive engine.
Bro, I swear
As a
every
result,
NBA
my
player is
NBA draft
inconsistent, bro.
option was
Not even
CJ
crazy.
McCollum. Both are very explosive scorers and can do a lot off the dribble, but both guys' impact is predicated on being able to score. While Brown has great traits to be that all-around scorer, he needs to diversify his skill set a little bit to be a consistently impactful player. This next category are guys that people aren't talking about much but
Sleepers.
have serious potential to be stars.
Ibuka
Projected in the
Okiri.
back half of the first round, Ibuka Okori might be the biggest sleeper in this draft. While he is only 6'2", there are plenty of traits that translate well to the NBA. The first trait is his ability to run pick and roll at a high level.
Okay,
Out of
okay.
all the prospects that I've watched,
Yeah, he's
the
very
one that
explosive, I
already
can tell.
thinks like an NBA player. The first thing he does well is putting his defender in jail. When he sees an opening, he is patient with his dribble and is waiting
Some
for
like
things
shade
to
type shit,
develop.
okay.
On this one, he knows the screen is coming, but he first sets up his defender with the crossover.
Ooh.
And after the screen, he puts his defender
He
on
reminds
the
me of
back.
like a
That
Tyrese
allows
Maxey
him
kind
to
of.
figure out where to go, and he goes between both bigs and somehow finishes that at the basket. His patience allows him to make all sorts of reads in the pick and roll even when he's blitzed. He's comfortable reading the floor under pressure
Good
and is
pass.
always looking to make the simple pass. This is especially important in the league when the game is faster and teams are going to throw all sorts of coverages. The second trait
Nice.
is his ability to use his eyes to pass. When he drives, he looks off his teammates to freeze defenders and find his intended target for open shots. This one was especially impressive, where he gets blitzed, looks off his big man so he can find his guy in the corner. That creates a driving kick and a wide open three. So despite being just 19 years
Okay.
old, he has a great feel for the game that is rare for someone that young. Aside from just his IQ, Okori also consistently gets to the basket. He can find any sorts of angles to get around defenders in the paint. He's comfortable changing directions on the fly, then figuring out how to make something happen when nothing looks available. Despite playing on a poor Stanford team, Okori consistently showed he could get to the basket whenever he wants. The biggest caveat in Okori's game is on defense. Because he is small,
Okay.
he does get bullied quite a bit, especially by wing players. So in college, he was certainly picked on, and he just wasn't strong enough to keep up. And in the NBA, where small guards are getting phased out, this would be a reason for him to not go that far. He also would get lost as a help defender at times, whether he missed a rotation to an open shooter or
Bro,
he would
that's
help
not
too
good,
much
bro.
and that would create an open shot
Oh
for someone else.
shit.
And this will be the swing factor in terms of how good of a player he can become. So, my very rough NBA draft
Kemba
comp for him
Walker?
is Kemba Walker.
Ooh, that's not.
Walker is just as
Uh,
undersized and
I
was very
guess.
crafty at getting to the basket. But the trait that gives Okori a real chance to outperform his draft slot is
Yo,
his
what happened to Kemba
IQ.
Walker, bro?
In a
What the
modern
fuck?
NBA offense built around pace, spacing, and reads, a guard who already understands how to manipulate defenses and make the right play under pressure is already ahead of a lot of other prospects. And if he continues to carry that mindset, I'm pretty confident whoever drafts him is getting a massive steal.
LeBaron
Projected in
Philin.
the middle of the first round,
Oh, that's the
LeBaron Philon
fucking.
Jr. is a guard from Alabama.
Wait,
Projected in the getting a massive steal.
bro, that's that one meme on TikTok, bro.
Projected in the middle of the first round, LeBaron
That's
Philon
crazy.
Jr. is a guard from Alabama who came onto the scene in his second season. He averaged 22 points and 5 assists and has
Damn.
traits
Okay.
to become a star.
Wow.
Philon is one of the shiftiest players in this class. He has a good sense of when to go fast or slow and can do it suddenly to find space at the
Good lay.
basket.
Good lay.
On this one, he runs pick and roll to create the switch. He drives and then looks like he's backing it out just to explode once again to the basket.
Oh, that's like some type of like
Key thing here is that he understands
I forgot
that
who
he
plays like
doesn't
that.
need to use his speed at all times. On this one, he beats Lendenborg, but then senses the help defender coming, so he slows it down to clear out space. That freezes the help defender, and now it creates that lane at the
Nice,
basket.
nice.
The other huge advantage for Philon is the offense he played in. Alabama runs a very high-octane offense that's all about either getting to the basket or shooting threes. As a result, their offense was centered around Philon ISOs and pick and roll, so a lot of his shots were self-manufactured. When the shot isn't there, he can also find his
Being able to make your own
teammates.
shots is really
This one's
crucial,
the
y'all.
most impressive, where he pump fakes the shot, then blends his dribble into a pass to find his big man at the rim. The best thing is that he doesn't have tunnel vision, although he would prefer to
Good
look
lob.
for his shot first. The thing that concerns me most about Philon is his frame. While he is 6'4", he does not panic and lets his teammates then take care of the rest. In his second season, though, he mostly was guarding off the ball, and I'd anticipate that a lot of NBA teams will test him defensively. The NBA draft comp I have for him is Peyton Pritchard. While that sounds disappointing, they're both very shifty guards who are great on-ball scorers and have small frames. But Philon has more potential as an offensive engine, which is why he is in
Dunk
this
that, bro.
category.
What the fuck are you doing?
This
Come on, bro.
category are guys who can be a major piece for a winning team. They may not be superstars, but teams are happy to build around them.
Darius
Akuf
Akuf.
is one of the big-time players in this draft class. In his freshman season, the guard from Arkansas averaged 23.5 points and over 6 assists. And out of everyone in this category, he's the most talented offensive player. What makes Akuf so good is that he has a great combination of speed, strength, and patience. In the pick and roll, he likes to read his defenders, which allows him to know when he can go to the basket. On this one, he shows the initial burst to get by his defender, but instead of just going straight to the cup, he waits for his teammate to clear his own guy, so the lane is now completely open. On this pick and roll, Akuf again beats his defender, but he now waits for Barries to clear out so he can then rise into the jumper. This combination of speed and patience allows him to create opportunities when it looks like nothing is there. And when defenders are right on him, he has great strength that helps him get good angles around the rim. So because of that, Akuf can get to the basket whenever he wants. Akuf complements that with his great outside shooting.
Good shot.
He shot 44% from 3 on about 6 attempts a game and can make them either as spot-ups or off the dribble. He has a nice clean stroke and punishes defenses for leaving him open. So with the shooting and driving ability, Akuf has the traits to be a true offensive engine. The biggest problems for Akuf all lie on the defensive end. Out of everyone I've watched,
he's a bad defender.
One of the worst defenders because he just had trouble staying in front of his man. During March Madness, teams made it an effort to constantly pick on him, whether it was in isolation or on screens. Ball handlers consistently got ahead of him and made easy shots around the rim. Because of this, Akuf is going to be picked on quite a bit when he gets to the NBA. So for him to be a defensive asset, he's going to have to learn how to move his feet better and get around screens. Because of all this, my NBA draft is Darren Williams. Both are great at getting to the basket using their big bodies and craftiness and are good knockdown shooters. And as of now, both are pretty big defensive liabilities, and it remains to be seen if that will change for A Cup.
Hopefully it
But
does,
because he
man.
has so much offensive
Like
potential, he should be a top 6 pick in this draft.
Caleb Wilson.
Projected as the 4th pick in the NBA draft, Caleb Wilson is a 6'10 freshman forward from the University of North Carolina. And out of the top 4 players, he's by far the best two-way player. Wilson
Okay,
spent a
okay.
lot of time in college in the mid-range and paint, but what makes him special is his footwork. Because he has such long strides, he can get himself into weird angles and to the basket.
He reminds me of
In
like a
transition, they find Wilson in the post.
like
When he
a
goes to the fadeaway, that
kind of
opens up
like
the
Don
baseline
Maker
for him to
type
step
of
through
KD
and
type
finish
of,
right at
you
the
know,
rim. Here's another
slender
one.
build.
He's in the post again, and it looks like he's going to the fadeaway, but he steps through and floats that in.
Yo, isn't that fucking J Will?
So because of his great footwork, he could get to the basket in many
Yo,
different
that is
ways.
J Will.
With that said, if you give him the mid-range, he will absolutely take those and make them. Because
Okay.
of his great footwork, defenders sometimes took a more honest approach and let him take those
Yo, how tall is this
jumpers.
guy again?
But
Like
because he's so
6'10"?
tall, he could just rise up over the contest and find the bottom of the net. That's why UNC put him closer to the basket so that he could get into these shots. Defensively,
Damn.
he uses his length
Okay.
and mobility together really well. Against Duke, he matched up with Cam Boozer a lot and would force him into his second or third move. And even if he gets beat by him, he can recover in time and then use his wingspan to alter his
Damn.
shot. While Wilson didn't guard the best player that much, he has great measurables that allows him to guard multiple positions.
Yeah, he's
and thus
definitely
be a
be like a
two-way
big
player. With
star.
all that said,
He's
the
like a
biggest
Paul
concern with
George,
Wilson
KD
is
type
how his
shit.
skills translate to the NBA. He spent a lot of time in the low post in college, and he's certainly not going to be there in the league. So when he comes into the league, I anticipate he's going to be more of a downhill driver.
Okay,
But
okay.
he doesn't have a great handle right now, so
Oh
he's not going
shit.
to be shaking any defenders out of their boots. More importantly, though, he struggled a bit against bigger players. Because he's pretty skinny, teams did put a bulkier player on him and could push him off his spots. So even if he
Damn.
gets a running start, he can be slowed down in the paint enough
Ooh,
if
good
his
move.
defender can hold
And
his
one.
ground. On this one, notice how Cam Boozer pushes Wilson off his spot, and that forces him into the post. So for Wilson to be more effective in the NBA, he's going to have to
And
either be shiftier
one.
or get stronger to get into the paint more
Yo, he's like a
often.
KD kind of
What you get is a
type player.
great athlete with fantastic footwork, but needs to improve as a ball handler to be a franchise cornerstone. And that's why my NBA draft comp for him
Yeah,
is
yo,
Pascal
that's a really
Siakam.
good
Both have very
comparison.
similar size
Really
and have
fucking
fantastic
comparison,
footwork
bro.
around the basket.
Really good
When
comparison.
Siakam came into the league, he did play in the low post more,
That's literally
but started
Pascal
expanding his
Siakam,
game
literally,
as his
bro.
career went on. I see Wilson having a pretty similar trajectory for his career, but because he is a better athlete than Siakam, he's got potential
He
to be a
is?
true franchise cornerstone.
I guess he's more like explosive, probably. Oh, Cam
Out of the
Boozer.
top 4 stars in this class, most have questions about Cam Boozer.
I never really watched
He played a
Cam
very
Cam
old school
Boozer
style
before.
of basketball in college, and because he's not that athletic, some believe that his game won't translate to the next level.
Yeah, I don't
While
think
those
Cam
concerns
Boozer
are
looks like a
valid,
real
there's
threat.
plenty
I don't
of
know.
reason to believe that this man will be a very good player. Cam Boozer's standout skill is his passing. Because he got doubled a lot in college, he had to be a good passer if Duke was going to be as good as
How
they
tall
were.
is he? Like
And for a
6'8",
freshman,
6'9"?
he might be one of the better passers ever in college. While he is not a flashy passer, he's comfortable passing in traffic and can find
Good
anyone
shot.
on the court. Notice how these passes are thrown quickly and are on target, which helps maintain the pace and
Okay.
flow of the offense.
He's a decent
Even
passer.
when
That's
there's
not really
multiple
like
UConn
a
defenders
crazy thing.
swarming
Like,
him,
bro,
the passes
if you play
usually move
basketball,
in
you have to know how to
short pockets.
pass. Like, that's not
This
even
one
crazy.
stood out in particular, where he drives and spins right into another UConn defender. But if we go back, he keeps the ball up high and is strong with the ball, so he can kick it out, and that creates a dribble drive opportunity at the basket. The other thing I love about his game is how he uses his size. One thing that stands out is his tendency to seal his defender,
Bro,
especially
I feel like if you play for Duke, there's like a speed boost to the NBA. It's like, yo, if I play on the Duke team, I have like a 10% higher chance or 20% higher chance to make the league. I swear. Cause, bro, tell me why Duke is 29-2, 17-1. Like, I'm telling you right now, bro. If you're on Duke, bro, and you don't make it, shit. That means you have to play really shit. Like I mean really shit to not make it, bro. Yo, Duke has always had like the top 5 team in college sports, or yeah, whatever the shit is, bro. So
Especially off misses. Particular, where he drives and spins right into another UConn defender. But if we go back, he keeps the ball up high and is strong with the ball, so he can kick it out, and that creates a dribble drive opportunity at the basket that stands out or ends up positioning and just occupying as much space in the paint as possible. He runs hard down the court because by the time he
yeah,
catches
his
it,
game doesn't really
he's
look
already so
impressive to me.
deep
I don't
that he
know,
can just go
guys.
up.
Does his game look impressive to you? Like it's
What
more
most
like
people
just a
are concerned
casual
about
play.
is
It's
the
not really
style
like,
of play.
oh,
It is true that he spent a lot of his time in college in the low post, but because the post nowadays is really
bro, isn't
only
he like
for
six
centers,
nine? He's
there's a
not even that
fair chance
tall.
that Boozer won't be in those
What the fuck?
situations. Where I think his game will translate more is his drive.
Yo, how tall is Cameron Boozer, whatever his name is? Wait, isn't he the son? Wait, is he the son of Boozer or not? How, guys, I have no idea. He's how tall is this guy? Yo, if they put this shit in centimeters, I swear to God, 208. That's like 6. Yeah, guys, I don't know how tall 2 meters is, bro. Oh, 298. Fuck. Oh my God. 6. Yeah, 6'8", 6'9". Okay, he's not that tall.
Driving
Like
ability.
it's not
Duke
really.
like running inverted pick and rolls for him to get downhill because he's a great passer. Teams often switched it so he could just bully the smaller guy to get to
How
the
do you miss
basket.
that?
While he's not the quickest, he does have a great frame, so he can power his way to the rim.
I
And if
guess,
teams don't
bro.
switch, that's where he can find the open guy for easy shots. The other concern about Boozer's offensive game is his shooting. He
Oh, he
didn't
can't
have to
shoot
take many
too.
mid-range jumpers in college because he could get to the basket. But there's a
Yeah, that's
few
not.
reasons to
Yeah, it's gonna be a
believe
problem in
that
the
he
league,
could be a good
guys.
shooter in the NBA. First, he
Yo,
shot 39% from three in college. Most of them were
that's not
spot up
bad.
threes, but he took over three a game. We'll have to see if he can make them at volume, but him being a consistent
Yeah,
shooting
that's not
threat
that bad
will really
actually.
open up his whole game.
No,
The
that's pretty
second
good.
was that he's an 80% free throw shooter.
Oh,
He
that's
took
nice.
around 8 to
Nice.
9 free throws every game, so he's making them at volume. So I expect him to not only take more jumpers, but also make them at least at a respectable rate.
Okay.
Where
Okay.
his profile is a little more concerning, though, is on defense. Despite having good measurables,
Damn.
Boozer was not a great defender. The
Damn.
particular thing that I find most concerning is
Yeah,
his
college sports were
inability to
crazy, yo.
attend to multiple things. When
It's
he tries
like
to help on one,
it's like when you watch college sports, it's like everyone's on like battle rage. Everyone is trying to impress the scouts. Everyone's trying to make it to the league, so everyone has like that rage inside them. You know what I'm trying to say? Like everyone's playing with nothing to lose, bro, because they know they're trying to make it to the league. If you understand what I'm trying to say, it's like, bro, it's kind of crazy.
thing, he can't get back to the other guy in time. A lot of this has to do with his lack of foot speed, especially on the perimeter. Where this will show up is when he's a help defender in the NBA. What I'm most worried about is his ability to help and recover effectively without getting beat. In the NBA, you can't stay on the court if you can't consistently help on drives
Yeah,
and recover strongly out to the 3 point line.
yeah.
Because there's so much lateral movement involved, Boozer is going to be stretched
Damn,
out
that's a
to the max.
really
With all
fucking
that
good
said,
shot.
my ball
Yo,
Boozer
I don't even blame him because what the this guy's pulling from like 30
is going to
for
be
what?
stretched out to the
For
max.
what?
With all that said, my very rough NBA draft comp for
Danny
Boozer is
Avdia.
a
Yo, I've never watched
hybrid
an
between
actual
Ben
Danny
Simmons and
Avdia
Danny
highlight
Avdia.
before. I don't know.
Simmons and Avdia are quicker athletes, but I
Well,
see
we're about to
Boozer
see right
having
now.
similar play styles as those two guys. Danny is
I
a strong
guess.
downhill driver, and Simmons is a great passer, which Boozer possesses. And to me, that's a top 4 player in this class.
Hey, Darren Peterson.
Top guy on this list is Darren Peterson. After an up and down freshman season, especially with a
Hey,
strange injury history, Peterson is now entering the draft expecting to go number 2 overall. Peterson's best asset is his scoring. He is a 3-level scorer that can find a shot in all sorts of ways.
Kansas
He can pull
City.
from anywhere and at any time. In college, Kansas liked using him off screens because he only needs a little bit of space to get his shot off. So even when bigger players would chase him, it didn't affect him on these shots.
Okay, he's a
Peterson is
good
also
fucking
very
shooter. Holy
comfortable
shit.
under tight defense
Damn.
because he has a high release, all he's really focused on is getting to spots
Pull
on the
up,
floor that he
bang. Oh
likes.
my
Even
god.
against someone like the 6'9" AJ Debansa, he tells his teammate to clear out. That's so he can get to the elbow, and that is a beautiful shot. What I find the most encouraging about his game, though, is his motor. He's willing to work very hard for his shots to continue putting pressure on the
Good
defense.
hustle, good
This
hustle.
one
Okay,
was
okay.
insane, where he misses the pull up jumper, but he's somehow first to the ball to
Good
tip that
hustle,
in.
bro.
While he might not get too
Nice.
many of those in the NBA, his motor should bode well as an attacker, not selling for shots so he can baptize
Hey,
someone
yo,
at the
oh my
basket,
god.
bode well as an
Yo, we need to replay that shit again. I don't give a fuck.
attacker, not selling for shots so he can
Oh
baptize
my
someone at the
days.
basket. For someone that had to take on a
Hey,
huge
yo, he's
offensive
really
load,
good, bro.
Peterson
Holy
competed
shit.
well on the defensive
Yo, what
side
team did he
as
get drafted
well.
on, y'all?
He has a good wingspan and
Fuck is his
athleticism.
name again? Darren Peterson? Darren Peterson. What did he get drafted to? Drafted to the Jazz. Okay. Yo, who's on the Jazz, y'all? You know, like all honesty, who's on the Jazz? Laurie Marketing? And a bunch of nobodies. Okay. Yeah, but I have no idea who's on the Jazz, y'all. Like,
So he can help
no
with
idea.
his cover and still bother his matchup shot. That helps in the passing lanes as well. Sometimes teams thought they had a free pass, but Peterson would be waiting to tip those away. So while I don't see him actively guarding the best offensive player, he has great size and measurables to still
Good
make an
block.
impact
Damn.
on defense. And that's all you
Shit.
can ask for when they're looking to him to
Yeah,
be a
college
primary
sports are
scorer.
crazy, y'all.
With that said, the main
Super
concern is
competitive.
how efficient Peterson can be on the scoring end. Whether or not his injury played a part is still in the air, but just from the film alone, Peterson's shot
Holy
diet
carry. I'm
injury
sorry,
played a
y'all.
part is still
Tell me that's not a
in the
carry,
air,
or not even carry. Double dribble, like
but just
fuck. Like he's literally holding a ball. He's holding the ball like he's a wizard, bro. He's coming like this. He's coming like this. Is he a wizard? He's holding the ball like he's a wizard.
from the film alone,
That's
Peterson's
fucked.
shot diet was mostly from the perimeter when he gets
Oh
to the
my
basket.
god, yo! If y'all watched the Knicks series versus like the Spurs, obviously, I mean, yeah, the Spurs, the finals, this finals, bro. If you watched how the Spurs, okay, like look, see how the Spurs were always up during the first quarter or just first half in general. They're always up in the first half. Like, usually they're always up in the first half. But I realized, right, that when that second half hits, they settle for shots. They be shooting shots with 19 seconds on the shot clock. Like, shooting threes, yes. Shooting threes is always good. 3 is obviously better than 2. Everyone knows this. Like, duh. But if you're gonna settle for threes if they're making you shoot threes. Don't settle for threes because you just want to shoot threes. No. 3 should be like a prize. Should be like a ultimatum. Basically, like it should be like a shot selection that should only be valued for certain players. So like Curry, like on what the Spurs, it was Champagny. On what the Knicks, it was what Josh Hart and Bridges. Like those are the only people that should be shooting shots. Not everyone should be shooting shots. Like why is Wemby shooting 15 threes in the NBA Finals? He's 7'4". Why does Wemby need to shoot? Please tell me, guys, right now. Why does Wemby need to shoot 15 threes in the NBA Finals? 12 threes, my bad. 12 to 15 threes in the NBA Finals in a single game. Is there any reason why he has to do that? Y'all probably like, oh, because they blocked the paint, Cat blocked the paint, or bro, Cat was literally getting fouled out like almost every single game. That's not even fair. And Robinson, bro, he ain't doing shit. Like, come on, bro. Wemby had no excuse that series, bro. Like real shit. Like,
He's shown that he can make things happen, but the biggest question is if he can figure out how to get there enough to be a more efficient player. In college, he shot only 43% from the field, which is a little less efficient than what you'd hope for. And if that translates to the NBA, Peterson will need to take a lot of shots to make a real
and
impact on the
won.
game.
Okay.
As a result,
Devin
my
Booker,
NBA draft
yeah,
comp for him is Devin Booker.
That's a
Both are
decent
fantastic scorers
comp,
and
I
have
guess.
a tendency to live on the perimeter. Both also have some trouble getting to the basket, which is why Booker is more known as a tough shot maker. That's why I have DP as a franchise cornerstone, because rim pressure determines how
For the
efficient a
Jazz,
scorer really
yeah.
is. But given the fact that the Jazz need a scoring guard,
Yeah, the
it's
Jazz
a
were just ass.
no-brainer
Probably
that they
why.
should take him with the
Can't lie.
second pick. This final category are players that have all the traits
Superstar
to be a
potential.
superstar
I'm guessing it's gonna
and the
be
first option
AJ.
on a championship team.
Yup, fucking you. Yup. I
Widely
mean,
regarded
he's
as the
literally number
top pick
one.
of
It
the
makes
draft,
sense.
AG Debinsa is a 6'9 freshman forward from BYU, and it's easy to see why Debinsa should be rated this highly. Debinsa is a very athletic forward that has a great mid-range game. He liked getting into the middle of the floor and just raising up over his defender.
Nice, good
Because
shot.
teams were ready for him to attack the basket, the mid-range was there to keep the defense honest. He looked for this shot early and often, and made it at a high volume.
Okay.
When teams would play him straight up though, that's when he really looked to attack the basket.
And
He has such an
what?
explosive first step and leap that was just overwhelming against
Hey! Oh
just a
my
little
god.
crease. He has no issue attacking.
He's like an
the
Andrew
three-back
Wiggins
and getting
type
to the
of
basket
player.
at will. The reason Debinsa stands out is
A lot
because his
better,
play
obviously.
style already reflects what you see in the
Hey.
NBA. Even if he likes the mid-range, it's easy to see how he can fit into an offense. Debinsa is an explosive scorer with athleticism.
Oh yeah.
So there's
Come
very
on.
few types of players that can really bother him.
He
Because
plays like
also
bully
creates a
ball kind
lot
of,
these shots
and I
on
like
his own.
that.
He can slot into any lottery team and be a focal point. So
Uh-huh.
from day one, he should be an immediate impact and help a team that really needs his scoring. The biggest question surrounding Debinsa is if he can do the other things, particularly pass at a high rate and defend. Because Debinsa has a scorer's mentality, he'll look for his shot first before getting rid of the ball. Now, when he's driving the basketball, he will look for his teammates, especially if they're going to be open. If he sees a defender helping too much, he is capable of making pinpoint passes.
That's
Where
good.
things get tricky is if he wants to do this consistently. Even though he's so big and athletic, there were times where he fell in love with the mid-range. So instead of attacking the basket and
And
drawing
what?
extra defenders, he would go one-on-one instead. Because he's so talented, he will get his points, but the offense as a whole can then stall out. Since he shoots a lot of these mid-range shots, he has to shoot these at an exceptional rate for a team to be okay with him shooting these many middies. And then there's the defense. While he is
Oh
a
yeah,
great
he's a really good
build,
defender, I'm
he
pretty
was
sure. I think.
surprisingly
Right?
inactive on the
Oh,
defensive end.
never mind.
The stats line up with this, as he only committed one foul every game in college.
That's
Yes,
bad.
it's not bad to not foul, but it's also an indication that he's not really around the plays.
Damn.
Debinsa did play a lot off the ball, and he's going to need to be a better help defender if he wants to impact the game at both ends.
Yo, you gotta be a
Here's
good
an
defender at
example.
6'9",
Debinsa is
bro.
guarding his
Forwards are
own
crazy, man.
but he doesn't see that a Texas Tech player already broke free. So at the very last second, he then goes out to contest, and he's lucky that the shot didn't go in. So, as an individual player, AJ Debinsa is the most ready out of everyone,
Hey.
but he will need to show he is willing to adjust
Yeah, his defensive
playstyle
side is not
to
that
keep
good.
the team's offense and defense
Of
function.
course.
With that said, my NBA
Tracy
draft
McGrady?
comp for him is
Oh,
Tracy
okay.
McGrady. Both are explosive scorers, especially in the mid-range, and have great athleticism to go with that. To me, that's a great starting set.
Bro, I can't lie. Like everyone said, like the mid-range, like type game is gone now. Bro, that's not even true. Every person that was played in this video, like almost like 80% of like the people that were played in this video were good at mid-range, like shots and selections and shit like that. So I don't know. Mid-range game is definitely not gone, y'all. It's definitely not gone at all.
And it's why the Wizards would be very happy taking him with the first pick. So, hope you guys enjoyed this
That was a
video.
really good
If
video.
you're interested in the
That was a really good video, guy. If y'all enjoyed the video, let me know down in the comments, and let me know if my takes were pretty good. Let me know if his takes were good. And shit, I'm kind of a casual for these rookies, so I only know like probably like Cam Boozer, AJ, and yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. So, but looking at these players, this draft class actually looks kind of promising. I can't lie. It looks decent. It looks like a class that can be comparable to probably like the 2011 draft, 2009 draft probably at most. 2009 draft probably, but yeah. So I'll see you on the next one, and you prosper.